13 businesses that you can start before you get laid off in 2025. So guys, this video is so close to my heart. Do you know why? Because just like many of you, I have spent years building my career, but I know deep down that I work in a volatile industry. And we all know that even if you work in corporate, for example, you know that any time you can easily be laid off. That is the sad reality, but it is so true. So if you're worried about what's coming and you actually want to start a business, but you don't even have a clue where to begin, then this video is definitely for you. So I am going to share with you 13 businesses that you can actually make it even when times get tough with your career. So it's something that you can shape with your skills. Now, I know the future is looking interesting, but we need to be smart about it. You need to be prepared because let's face it, so many people out there are struggling, but there are definitely ways that you can build something solid. I've seen this personally in 2016 when there was a downturn in the oil industry and it was really tough and I was out of work. At that time, I had no options. It was really rough. But you know what? What we want to do is to take that opportunity and really make sure that we can secure something for ourselves in the future. This is why I'm so passionate about doing these videos. Don't wait to get laid off before you start building something real out of desperation. So guys, I'm going to share these 13 businesses. Now, I want you to just take a moment. Don't think about it as, oh, this is a long list of ideas. No, I want you to look at it as a roadmap. This is something that you can take control of to help to build your wealth so that you can stop being afraid of the future. The key thing is, let's look for businesses. These businesses are easy and they are quick to start, and a lot of them are minimal investment. And what's even better is that you can do these businesses using the skills that you already have. Let's get right in. Business number one is starting a podcast. Think about it. What if you had your own show? If you're somebody who can get their ideas across, this is something that you can do, you can control, you can start to build your audience. It's so important because look, you can start creating a community that you can share your passion with, that you can impact. And this is something that is totally outside of your traditional job and you can start to make money with that. So the thing is, you need to start now to build that foundation so you're not scrambling later. Okay, so let's look at business number two. Business number two is mobile detailing. So this is really about cars, right? People always need cars to be cleaned and they will pay for convenience. I am speaking from experience, right? So you can actually start a mobile detailing business. What you need to do is to start to build a client base on the side. You start to get your system in place. So if the worst happens, you already have a business that is rolling and you are not starting from ground zero. Business number three is power washing, a power washing business. So power washing is a skill that you can definitely learn. And you know what? There is constant demand for this. So think about it. People want their houses power washed. They want their driveways, their businesses. Now, everyone needs this. So in this case, you can start small, build a reputation, and you can start to get some clients even before you need the income. This is so critical. Think about it. You don't want to wait till you are desperate, out of a job, and now you're scrambling for ideas on what to do. So start securing that additional income even before you need it. That is so important. And that way it takes away all the anxiety and all the stress and you are ahead of the game. Business number four is landscaping. Now, this is one, if you are looking for stability, you can consider landscaping because people always need their yards maintained constantly. And it's actually quite a reliable business. This is one that my mom actually used to do and it was so profitable and she was able to schedule her time. She did it at weekends and then you can start to get clients. And if things get shaky at work, guess what? You already have a growing business that you can lean on. That is the amazing thing. That way you have created options for yourself. Business number five is cleaning services. Cleaning is such an essential service. I would definitely pay. I have paid for cleaning services and I will continue to do so even as a mom of three. I know I need that service. So there's so many people who need it for their household, for their businesses. It helps them to save time, especially if you're a career person. You know what I'm talking about. Time is critical and is of the essence. So a lot of people need it. And this is something that you can definitely start with minimum investment. And then you can scale up later on, depending on how much free time you have. So by starting now, you can start to get a good reputation. You can start to get referrals and start to get some solid income whilst you work. Business number six is consulting. Now, this is really good for those of you who've got the skills because there are companies that will pay you for your expertise expertise if you are skilled. Okay, but you don't want to wait to be laid off to figure this out. So why not start now? Absolutely. Start consulting now on the side so that you begin to build your client base. Then you can start to establish yourself as an expert. So in this situation, you will then be in a much stronger position no matter what happens to your job. So business number 7 is recurring businesses. So what do I mean by this? So instead of you just doing a one-off work, why not productize your services? So for example, think about offering a subscription. So if you are a designer, for example, if you are a marketer, don't just offer one particular job or product, make it unlimited, right? Get them into a contract where you continuously offer them that service and you start to build recurring interest. This helps you to build a stable income stream that isn't even tied to your day job. So it's about building a business and not just, freelancing. Business number 8 is offering a product as a service. So I'm going to go deeper in this. What do I mean by this? Okay, so I know you have that knowledge. I totally get it. I believe in you. But what you need to do is you need to turn that knowledge into a product. This is a brilliant idea. For example, think about online courses, think about workshops, think about training programs. Now, as you do this, you begin to build an audience and you can actually pre-sell it and then have that product ready to go. So if layoffs hit, voila, you've got a business that can support you and you get to control your income. Business number 9 is laundromats. Now, I know that this is a more significant investment, but it is a stable business. So people will always need to wash clothes. That is a given. Well, at least most people. So if you are thinking about buying a laundromat, what I want you to do is to start doing your research right now. Go ahead and find a good location. Learn the business. What does it take to run a laundromat business? So that if you decide to make that move, you are ready and you won't be rushing into things. Business number 10 is self-storage. Okay, let's face it. People always need to store their stuff. I've got a ton of stuff, right, which are in my garage. But I know that I've seen people who, if you're not careful, they often have an overspill and they just have so much stuff. It could be because they're moving houses and also for so many other reasons, to be honest with you. So self-storage is quite a reliable business. But if you have that capital, start exploring this option right now. Again, similar to the laundromat business, you can start to learn about the market, start looking for potential buyers and locations, right? And properties is about building a long-term asset. Don't forget that what you really want to do is to own your own business, have it on your own terms. So we've looked at 10 ideas so far. Business number 11 is content creation and marketing. How exciting. Many businesses need content, right? They need marketing as well. So if you have those skills, you can begin to start offering them now. And you know the good thing about it is that it helps you to start building a portfolio. You can start finding clients and you can start building your confidence. You can start getting into this high demand area. Before you know it, you'll be building a solid business even before you know it. The beauty about this is that you are creating a safety net. Business number 12 is the car rental business. Again, this is one of those businesses that requires some capital, but it can be a steady income stream. So if that's something you're considering, I want you to start planning now, and you can start doing all the things that we've seen as well for the laundromat and for the other businesses, is researching the market. Think about the vehicles that you will get, how you'll get them, and then how you can also make the most of them. These are assets that will help you to generate income. So make sure you do this because this is super proactive. Now, business number 13 is a digital agency. So this is actually quite specialized. So instead of going for a general industry, think about specializing in a high demand area like AI implementation. Okay, so this type of agency requires expertise, but this is where the money is. So start building your skills and connections so that you can begin to position yourself as an expert. So you are ready to capitalize in this growing market because you'll be setting yourself up for long-term success. So I've covered a lot and I've given you 13 businesses. So what are we going to do with this? I want you to go ahead, tell me. I want to hear from you guys. How have you been? Are you one of those people who are definitely thinking about the future because you don't want to be caught up by being laid off? So put it in the comment below and let me know which of these 13 businesses will you consider? Will you go after? I believe in you and I want you to be set up for success. So go ahead, share your comments with me. I can't wait to see them. And honestly, I wish you all the best and I will be rooting for you.